Hey everyone, Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. Today I want to show you what my office looks like at the start of 2014 before I transition to something a little bit more powerful. So let's take a closer look. This is my current setup. I have a 15-inch MacBook Pro with a matte display from either 2011 or late 2012. I also have this nice 27-inch Apple Cinema display. This is not the Thunderbolt display that they're selling right now, but it still offers a lot of workspace, nice resolution, and it has a small USB hub on the back so I can connect a few other things. I typically use a Apple keyboard and a Magic Mouse. The reason I go with this is because this keyboard is exactly the same as this keyboard. And so as I switch between this keyboard over to a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro while I'm mobile, I don't have to worry about relearning muscle memory or anything like that. Now, I do a lot of my videos just straight into the camera, but when I do need to voice over, I have this blue USB microphone that plugs into the back of my monitor. So if I do need to take this laptop anywhere, it's pretty easy to grab and go. I have a pair of Logitech speakers with a small subwoofer that I use quite a bit. This is the Griffin Power Dock, and it has 4 or 5 different bays, and I can drop tablets, phones in there, and then it has 5, maybe 4 small USB charging plugs, and so I can charge stuff that's in there, or I always have access to plug in different things to charge up right on this small end table. Now, I needed something basically to hold a lot of gadgets, so I bought a small collapsible table just at Meijer, local grocer, so that I'd have some place to set all this. The Griffin Power Dock is about $100. It's a little bit pricey, but if you have a ton of gadgets that you need to charge, and you can actually make it look a lot nicer than I have it there, I'm just always pulling cords out. Now over here we have a few phones sitting on the desk, a pair of Logitech headphones that I use when I'm working late at night, and looks like we have a Nexus 7 sitting under there too. Because we're doing comparisons a lot of the time, I'll usually have various different devices sitting on the desk, charged up and ready to go, so we can look at how software compares and stuff like that. Here is the subwoofer and of course rechargeable batteries. Now this is one thing I really like. The Ergotron dual, this is an Ergotron dual monitor mount, but I bought a small adapter so that I can connect the laptop to this, and so I can move the laptop to just the right height and really get it where I want it to be. And this is the WorkFit D sit stand desk, so I'll show you how that works towards the end of this quick office tour. Now as we come over to the other side of the office, I have another desk because I can't ever have enough desk space. I have a Lenovo Horizon review unit that lets me get quick access to Windows 8, and it also has HDMI in so I can connect a video game console or anything like that to it. On this desk I charge up a 13-inch MacBook Pro Retina as well as a variety of other devices. We have a Samsung Galaxy Gear, we have an LG G-Pad 8.3 on Verizon in for review, Sony PS Vita to try out some of the remote play things from the PlayStation 4, and then Google Glass charging on top of an HP Envy printer. We also have a Sonos Sub and Sonos Play 3 that are in for review. Need to get that kicked out here pretty shortly. I tried to go without a printer for probably about a year and a half, and there were just enough random things that it made sense to invest in a good wireless printer that generally works well. Over here, a collection of networking gear. We have a Apple Time Machine. We have the Uma, which is my home phone that connects right to my router and lets me blacklist callers so I can avoid so many telemarketing calls during the day since I work at home. In here we also have a Time Warner modem, a small base station for home phone, and this connects to a Belkin, some type of power line Ethernet adapter, just because my gaming setup is downstairs and it's easier to use some type of wired connection. So I plug this in here and it sends the data through the house's electrical lines and allows me to connect downstairs. a small bookshelf for holding a few things. In there is just a mess of different gadgets. Sometimes you'll see Mac and Cooper on videos either testing out smartphone cameras or just generally barking to interrupt a setup video. So that's a quick look. I'll give you a show of how the Ergotron WorkFit desk actually works. So a lot of times I'll start my mornings sitting. I have a pretty nice, but not one of these expensive name brand chairs. Probably about due for an upgrade because it's about 3-4 years old. But the Ergotron WorkFit D is a desk that I really like. I had one of the original models, and this is an updated design that works out a lot better. If you looked at it a couple years ago and were kind of iffy, this one fixes some of my original complaints. Can hold more weight, which was an issue I had before. There's a small release handle here, so I just grab that and I can slide that up. It is a manual lift, but there are things down here in the bottom that are helping this happen, so you don't have to be really strong to make this work. I can also control the movement and position of this keyboard tray so that I can get the perfect ergonomic condition or position for working for a while standing up. If you're going to try and stand a standing desk, we have some information about how you can try that. You don't have to invest straight away in a somewhat expensive desk like this. You can simply grab some stuff, stack it on a desk. That's how I got started. My first one was made out of old yearbooks, and I eventually graduated to one that allows me to stand a lot easier. And standing, especially if you're working at the computer for hours and hours and hours, is a lot healthier. So this is a quick look at my office at the beginning of 2014. I'm going to be doing a bit of a remodeling here. Most of my wire management is pretty minimal because everything's coming into here, but as we switch to a new computer, I'm going to work on that a little bit, and I'll be back to show you what that looks like here in a month or two. If you like these videos, don't forget to subscribe to the Gotta Be Mobile channel and click that like button, share this with your friends. We're really kicking off our YouTube presence here in 2014, so if there's something you want to see, leave us a note in the comments, ask me any questions about this gear, and I'll be happy to share my opinions, why I chose these things. Sometimes it's price, sometimes it's convenience, sometimes you have to splurge. Head over to GottaBeMobile.com to check out more of what we do.